Sally Field, known for her gentle voice, relatable characters, and warm on-screen presence, surprised everyone when she revealed something deeply personal that the public never expected. During her visit to Bravo's late-night show Watch What Happens Live, she unexpectedly opened up about a hidden chapter of her younger life involving none other than late-night legend Johnny Carson. Viewers assumed it would be just another fun celebrity memory, but what she shared turned into an unexpectedly awkward, humorous, and revealing moment that no one anticipated. Her appearance on the show was meant to promote her new movie alongside co-star Max Greenfield. She seemed relaxed and cheerful, unaware that a single playful question would reopen a story she had never planned to discuss publicly. Host Andy Cohen invited her to participate in his notoriously bold game segment known as Plead the Fifth, where celebrities must answer uncomfortable questions honestly and are only allowed to skip one. The atmosphere shifted the moment she realized Cohen was heading toward a topic she hoped would stay buried in history. As Cohen hinted at the question, she gave a nervous, half-laughing expression that suggested she immediately regretted sitting in that seat. She muttered a soft, "oh," while staring at him with the kind of look that says, "Please don't go there." When he finally asked her to describe her past relationship with Carson, she hesitated and searched for the right words as if she was carefully trying not to reopen an old emotional bruise. Rumors had circulated for years after Carson's own lawyer mentioned their connection in a 2013 book, but most people assumed it was only a single date. To the audience's shock, Sally clarified that it happened more than once, though she made it obvious that it was far from a dreamy Hollywood romance. She tried to laugh along while explaining it, but her tone carried a hint of discomfort, almost like she wanted to be respectful yet honest at the same time. Cohen, sensing there was more beneath the surface, pushed gently, curious about what really made it so difficult for her. That's when she delivered a metaphor so strange and vivid that the audience immediately burst out laughing. She compared the dynamic to an octopus and a tiny guppy, an image that instantly revealed more than she originally intended. Cohen joked, implying Carson was physically forward, and Sally's reaction, half cringe, half amusement, told the story without needing extra explanation. She continued by acknowledging Carson's popularity and charm, praising him while simultaneously making it clear that she had never truly wanted anything romantic to develop. She admitted that at that time in her life, she simply didn't know how to express her true feelings or set boundaries confidently. Instead of saying, "I'm not comfortable," she chose silence in hopes that the situation would fade on its own. Like many people, she wanted to avoid hurting someone else's feelings even if it meant sacrificing her own comfort. Later, she revealed that rather than honestly ending things, she invented an excuse so dramatic and unrealistic that it sounded like something from a dark comedy. She convinced Carson that she was experiencing serious emotional issues and would need to be sent away for mental treatment, believing that he would be too polite to question it. At the time, this felt like the only option because she feared confrontation more than anything. In her mind, a strange lie seemed easier than a difficult truth. When she later appeared on The View, she talked more openly about the mindset she had during those younger years. She admitted that she was the kind of person who would go along with things she didn't want simply because she couldn't bring herself to look someone in the eye and say no. She explained that throughout her early adult life, any time she felt cornered or overwhelmed, she would resort to claiming she was mentally unwell just to escape the situation. She used humor while sharing this story, but the vulnerability beneath it was unmistakable. During the Carson situation, she repeated her familiar escape plan. She told him she was having an emotional collapse and needed to leave because she was supposedly being institutionalized. She recounted this moment almost incredulously, as though she still couldn't believe she used such an over-the-top excuse. Yet, strangely enough, the story worked. Carson didn't pursue her further and never questioned her explanation, which confirmed to her that avoiding honesty had temporarily saved her from emotional discomfort. When discussing the experience years later, her story resonated with viewers not because of the celebrity gossip but because it revealed a universally relatable truth: many people struggle with saying no when they fear disappointing others. She expressed how helpless she often felt, torn between politeness and personal boundaries. She said that looking back, she now understands she wasn't weak, she simply didn't yet possess the voice she would eventually gain. Reflecting on her life today as an accomplished actress in her late 70s, she often speaks about how much emotional growth she's experienced over the years. The confident, self-assured woman that fans now see was not always present within her. She explained that it took decades of self-reflection, professional challenges, and personal hardship to finally learn how to speak openly and prioritize her own well-being. She has candidly shared that from a young age she struggled with depression, insecurity, and self-worth. Acting became a form of emotional exploration. Through her characters she learned to understand parts of herself she previously avoided. She slowly began to realize that she had spent much of her early life trying to stay small because she believed it made her more likable and easier to love. She learned later that constantly shrinking oneself slowly erodes inner identity. As she matured, she started seeing her younger self with compassion rather than criticism, recognizing that her emotional survival instincts, though flawed, were shaped by the limited tools she had at the time. She now speaks about how liberating it is to finally live without needing approval from anyone else. She explained that learning to set boundaries without guilt became one of the most significant accomplishments of her life. She shares openly that she no longer feels the need to justify her choices, win anyone's admiration, or pretend to be less than she is. Instead, she values honesty, spoken calmly, even when it may be uncomfortable. She admits that it took many years to discover that her voice mattered, and that her wishes and feelings were valid even if they inconvenienced someone. With age, she discovered a deeper peacefulness, learning to enjoy her independence rather than fear it. She has been known to say that being comfortable in your own company is one of life's greatest achievements. She no longer measures her life by relationships, public praise, or romantic expectations. She laughs about having no interest in cleaning up after anyone or adjusting her life to accommodate another person's needs unless she genuinely wants to. She often emphasizes that every year added to her life has brought more self-understanding, not less value. She rejects the idea that aging diminishes a person, stating that wisdom, clarity, and emotional strength rarely appear in youth. She has accepted aging gracefully, calling it a privilege rather than a loss, saying that older age finally brought her a sense of solid inner worth.